I used to be a big believer that in order to organize my home, I didn't really need to buy anything. I was really big on reusing like boxes that I had around the house or repurposing things or kind of just making it work with what I had. And that's a perfectly fine solution. It worked for me for a lot of years. But a few years ago, I kind of had a little bit of a mental shift where I decided that if I really wanted to get my house organized and I really wanted it to stay that way, I needed to take a couple of things into consideration. The first thing is it needed to look good. When I was using like old cereal boxes or Amazon boxes to organize my junk drawer, it never really looked cute. And I didn't have a ton of motivation to keep it organized. When everything was like mismatched and didn't look great whenever I opened the cabinet door, I just didn't really feel that motivated to keep it looking good. The other realization that I had is that it makes a huge difference whenever you have organization systems that you have purchased or made specifically for a space. Sure, you can take what you've already got around the house and make it work in a lot of different spaces. But for me, I've learned that if I actually take the time to find something that works for the specific space I'm organizing, it lasts so much longer. So I've officially become a convert to actually purchasing organization systems that work for the spaces I'm organizing, which sounds pretty basic, but was a little bit revolutionary for me. So today I thought I would show you a few of my very, very favorite, super simple organization tools and systems that I have in my house. All of them from Amazon, quick ship, really easy to get to. So let's do it. Let's kick things off by talking about food storage containers because this is one of the things that makes the biggest difference in keeping my house nice and organized. As you can see, I have a tiny pantry and keeping it organized is vital. I also use some food storage organizers in my fridge and it really does help to cut down a little bit on some of the chaos. If I had to pick just one organization system to keep in my house for the rest of forever, it would be these little 2-tier baskets. It's a 2-tier organization system and they're kind of like drawers where the basket can just slide right in and out. I keep all of my stuff that I need for my daily face washing routine and everything in here. And whenever I need it, I just grab this basket, put it on the counter, and then put it back when I'm done. They come with little dividers to help keep things organized. And as you can see, I don't do the best job, but at least it's all in one basket. I have one here on this side of my vanity. I have one here on this side of my vanity. I also have one over here for my husband on his side of the vanity. And if you head on over to my linen closet, you're gonna find 1, 2, 3 more that store all of our medicine. I'm telling you, these are the best organization systems I have ever used. It's super simple and easy to keep up with, and I don't know what I would do without these. Oh, and look, more of those clear plastic bins. I use them all over my house and they are super helpful. Speaking of the linen closet, I am a huge fan of having organization systems on the doors in my house. This is just the little closet in the hallway in our bedroom. A couple of years ago, I added this mini wrapping paper station to it. And as you can see, I'm really low on wrapping paper stock, but this is where I keep all of my birthday and Christmas wrapping paper. And then it has these other little tiers where I can store ribbon, I can store gift card holders, I can store all sorts of things in here. And then right next to it in the closet, I have this little filing system for all of our gift bags. So it's really easy to grab what I need. There's little plastic dividers in here and they just kind of get filed vertically. So it's super, super quick to see everything and they do not get crazy mixed up in a big old pile. Another thing I use all over my house are these little fabric bins. They're square and they're made to fit on pretty much any shelf. This is the cabinet in my closet. And if you open this side, I've got even more of them. And if you turn over here, I've got even more. I use these things all over the place and they fit really well on most shelves and they can hold so much. I even have these little labels that fit right on the sides so that I can see what everything is and keep it nice and organized. They have a handle to make it really easy to grab things out, and I can always find exactly what I need. Let's talk about the junk drawer next, because this is one of my favorite organization systems. It's a little bit messy right now because my family does not maintain it nearly as well as I would like them to, but it's so much better than it would be without this system. I have 2 things in here. First, I have this little 2-tier organizer. It holds all sorts of stuff down there, and then this little section can slide around for easy access to everything you need. And then we have these white interlocking bins. Despite the fact that it does look a little bit disorganized, I'm telling you, this is so much better than it would be without the system. We've got a really, really large junk drawer, and this helps me make sure that I can find everything I need at a glance, even when it's in a little bit of chaos like it is right now. When it comes to organizing our cups, I don't do a ton, but I do have 2 things in this cabinet that make a really big difference for us. First of all, we've got this little water bottle holder up here. It's a 3-tier one, and as you can see, I'm only really able to use 2 of the tiers because of the size of our cabinet, but this makes it so easy to grab some of these water bottles and cups that are a little bit awkwardly shaped and can be harder to store upright. Another thing I added a little while ago that I love so much is this little plastic bin that I just put on the inside of the door. It's adhesive on the back, so it's stuck right on there, and this is where I keep all of our straws for our Stanley cups and for these straw cups. They just get tossed in here. It's really easy to grab what I need, and I'm never missing straws. Another way I really like to organize my cabinets is with these cookie sheet holders. I added these to this cabinet because it used to just be a big jumble of cutting boards and muffin tins and cookie sheets, and now it is so much more organized and so easy to use. I have 2 of them in here. They slide in and out, and they have dividers, and they hold so much. There is twice as much stored in this cabinet as I was able to hold before I added these things. And I love anything in a cabinet that can slide in and out and turn it almost into a drawer to make it even easier to access everything. Speaking of cabinet drawers, over here in my island, I have this big, deep drawer where I store all of my kids' cups. My youngest is still not tall enough to reach our regular cup cabinet. So we've got all of our plastic and novelty cups in here, and it's really, really easy for the kids to use and just toss the cups in when they're done. Still in the kitchen, because this is the room that really needs the most organization, we have got Tupperware storage. I just got this really simple pull-out drawer, and that's where I keep, whoa! My son's in charge of putting things away, and he doesn't always do the best job. You're getting a real life tour here. We'll deal with that in a second. We've got a pull-out little tray that holds all of the Tupperware containers, and then on this side, we have this little organizer for the lids. It's a little bit overflowing right now, but it does such a great job of storing all of the lids. And when they're put away properly, they're sorted by type and really easy to access. My son is 11 and doesn't always do the very best job putting them away. But this is infinitely better than just tossing it all in here and hoping for the best, which is what we used to do. And finally, let's take it into the bathroom for the last thing that I have really loved when it comes to helping keep our house organized, and that is these little shower caddies. I don't know how your shower is set up, but this tiny little shelf over here is all we get to hold all of the soap, shampoo, conditioner, razors, everything for me and my husband. It was never gonna cut it, and so for the first little while that we lived here, things were just like piled up on the floor, but I couldn't handle that. So I found these little caddies, and they make a huge difference. I have tried a lot of different caddies over the year, and sometimes they break, but these are the best. They've lasted the longest, and they look really great. They're just stuck to the tile with adhesive. They can hold a ton, they look nice enough, and they keep everything off the floor. Now, was that the most motivational tour of the most beautiful magazine-worthy organization you've ever seen? Absolutely not. But I hope that if you've come to expect anything from me, it is real life systems, tips, and a home. So I hope that this kind of inspires you to realize that you can have organization systems that look nice and function really well, and they don't have to look like they're in real simple magazine. It's okay for it to look like real life. I'm gonna link all of my favorite things down in the show notes. There are tons of organization systems that I showed you in this video. Hopefully some of them work for you and help you feel a little bit more in control of things around your house. And I hope that if anything, this helps motivate you to take one small space in your home and get it organized today. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the most beautiful thing in the world, but finding something that really works for your specific space and utilizing it is gonna make all the difference. Good luck organizing. I'll see you next time.